Good evening and welcome to the 2023 Magic Circle Awards. Thank you to the Citywealth team and venue staff. Often people ask me what the industry is saying and about general sentiments. From my point of view, Switzerland has overtaken Britain with bad news in Europe with the Credit Suisse situation. Although this has caused turmoil in the country, one trustee said it was a train crash waiting to happen and that the bank should have been dismantled years before. The situation is not resolved and is sure to cause more headlines. Interestingly though, in New York recently, they showed little interest in this topic. Rishi Sunak got Brexit done, not a small undertaking, but sentiment in the UK has gone against the Conservative government. And in local elections we saw a red wall, which signals a swing to Labour in the next general election in January 2025. It is not for certain, as it seems for Labour to win in roughly a year is a very big challenge, but it has certainly shaken the Tories. Ukraine rumbles on in the background. It is no longer in the headlines, but for those with relatives in the area, it remains a live topic. An interesting development in the Cayman Islands is the Maples Group pushing back on the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority, who say they did overzealous AML checks. They challenged the interpretation of the law and have managed to win some points with the judge. At a recent lunch in the industry, people were tired and there was a mood of resignation on this score. It suggests the tide has turned and professionals are no longer going to take inspections and compliance from authorities without pushback. It seems perhaps there is a conflict in the Cayman Monetary Authority, who wanted to get off the FATF grey list and so perhaps push too hard. It is something that has historically happened in crypto, which is enduring regulation by enforcement. Coinbase, after their direct listing in the USA, then received a Wells notice, which is a forerunner to enforcement. They are fighting back with litigation and doing so vocally on social media, of which they are masters. John Condor at Stevenson Harwood issued a warning though. He said, take care when litigating with authorities, particularly the HMRC. They have long memories and blacklists, suggesting that retribution in future could be harsh and long. This year we saw less Six Sigma style management programs and more well-being initiatives for staff, as COVID has turned life on its head. Also that CSR has become ESG. There were also a lot of digital initiatives, including an app for portfolio management. But there's also a disparity with trust companies ahead of the curve and the rest of the industry lagging behind. London saw a loss of restaurants and retail after COVID. The magazine The Caterer says more than 10% of the UK's hospitality businesses have permanently closed since the start of the pandemic. Despite this, new businesses have opened and I've seen a new trend for much smaller restaurants, perhaps seating only 10, but with precision cooking and a more rarefied approach. It has been a difficult time for the hospitality industry, but London was expensive and commercialised. Perhaps now new ideas will flourish and reinvigorate the dining experience. Citywealth has developed a few more ideas in the last year. We have launched the Pwerwomen Awards in New York with Deutsche Bank. Our Tomorrow Club, which is networking and mentoring for your youngsters, is now offering an opportunity to make presentations to their peers. We are running our forum for the third time to discuss family offices. And finally, we have a quarterly crypto club for the safe adoption of crypto into the private client world. Our Leaderslist is gathering research data for editorial, and we ask you to fill in the link that is going out so that we can hear more about your work and thoughts. Apart from that, I would just like to wish you a bon evening with much champagne, networking and laughter, and for some of you, the icing on the cake will be a win. Have a good evening.